Welcome to the Book of Days. Today is January 15th. Born, Dr. Samuel Parr, 1747, Harrow. Dr. John Aiken, 1747, Knightsworth. Thelma, 1763, Paris. Thomas Crofton Crocker, 1798. Died, Father Paul Sarpy, 1623. Sir Philip Warwick, 1683. Feast Day: St. Paul, the first hermit, 342. St. Isidore, priest and hermit, 390. St. Isidore, priest and hospitaller of Alexandria, 403. St. John Calebite, recluse, 450. St. Maurus, abbot, 584. St. Man, abbot. St. Ita or Maida, Virgin Abbess, 569. St. Bonitos, Bishop of Auvergne, 710. And today I'm going to be talking about the Burlesque Engagement. Many of the steep of Highgate died. Ask, ye Alsatian shades, the reason why? 'Tis to the worship of the solemn horn, grasped in a holy hand of mystery, in whose dread name both men and maids are sworn, and consecrate the oath with draught and dance to morn. Byron. The poet here alludes to a curious old custom which has been the means of giving a little gentle merriment to many generations of citizens of London. But it is now fallen entirely out of notice. It was localized at Highgate, a well-known village on the North Road about 5 miles from the center of the metropolis, and usually the past place of stoppage for stage coaches. Highgate has many villas of old date clustering about it, wealthy people having been attracted to the place on account of the fine air and the beautiful views which it derives from its eminent site. The village, however, was most remarkable 40 years ago, and at the early dates, for the extraordinary number of inns and taverns, haunts of recreation seeking Londoners, and partly deriving support from the numerous travellers who paused there on their way to town. When Mr. William Hone was publishing his Everyday Book in 1826, he found there were no fewer than 19 licensed houses of entertainment in this airy hamlet. The house of greatest dignity and large accommodations was the Gate House, so called from the original building having been connected with a gate which here closed the road, and from which the name of the village is understood to have been derived. Another hostelry of old standings was the Bell. There are also the Green Dragon, the Bull, the Angel, the Crown, the Flask, etc. At every one of these public houses there was kept a pair of horns, either ham, bull, or stags, mounted on a stick, to serve in a burlesque ceremonial which time out of mind have been kept up at the taverns of Highgate, commonly called swearing the horns. It is believed that this custom took its rise at the Gate House, and gradually spread to the other houses, perhaps was even to some extent a cause of houses being set up, for it came a time to be an attraction for jovial parties from London. In some cases there was also a pair of mounted horns over the doors of the houses, as designed to give the chance passengers the assurance that the merry ceremonial was their practice. The ceremonial, and what did it consist? Simply in this, that when any person passed through the Highgate for the first time on his way to London, he, being brought before the horns at one of the taverns, had a mock oath administered to him, to the effect that he would never drink small beer when he could get strong, unless he liked it better; that he would never, except on similar grounds of choice, eat brown bread when he could get weight, or water gruel when he could command turtle soup; that he would never make love with the maid when he might to the mistress, unless he preferred the maid, and so on with a number of things, regarding which the preference is equally obvious. Scarcely ever did a stage-coach stop at Highgate Tavern in those days without a few of the passengers being initiated with the laughter of the rest. The landlord usually acted as a high priest of the occasion, while a waiter or an ostler would perform the duty of clerk, and sing out "Amen" at all the proper places. In those old unthinking days of merry England, societies and corporations and groups of work-people who are admitting new member or society would come in a body of Highgate to have him duly sworn upon the horns, and enjoy an afternoon merrymaking at his expense. If we can put faith in Byron, parties of young people of both sexes, under proper superintendence, would dance away the night after initiation at the horns. Once a joke of that sort was established, it was wonderful that a great deal could be made of it, and how ill it was to wear it out. For 30 years past, however, the horn have disappeared from Highgate, and the taverns of that tidy village have now as grave aspects as their neighbours. With regard to the origin of the custom in connection with Highgate, it seems impossible to obtain any light. Most probably the custom was long ago not an uncommon one at favourite inns, and only survived Highgate when it had gone out elsewhere. The only historical fact which has been preserved regarding it is that a song embodying the burlesque oath was introduced in a pantomime at the High Market Theatre in 1742. And that concludes the January 15, and I hope you enjoyed.